Alright, so this is a video comparing Gen 2, the Milwaukee Drill and Impact, versus the new Gen 3 Drill and Impact that just came out. These are the M12 drills and impact, and just going to show off what the differences are. So this is my Gen 2 I had for quite a few years, probably about 3 or 4 years. It's been through a lot of use, doing low voltage work. And then I bought this probably a year or so later. Favorite impact ever. This is the best impact driver I've ever had. This thing is awesome. And it's had a lot of use, very powerful, nice and compact, and apologize for the angle, best angle I could find with the tiny tripod I have. But yeah, the reasons why I switched was, first of all, the deal. So you get the drill impact and 3 batteries, because it comes with a free high output 2.5 amp battery for $180, which this is probably $150 by itself during the off season. So having these two together for that amount of money is a great deal. Now, I don't use the drill as much as I used to, but this thing's been through a lot, and there are some things I didn't really like about it that are fixed in the new drill. First of all, a 12-volt tool should be small, and for its time, it was smaller, but it is still a heavy-duty drill. Great quality drill, but this new one is much smaller, much more compact, and it kind of, they styled it after the larger M18 versions, which is cool, which I like a lot. So one issue I had with this hammer drill, the hammer functionality wasn't that great, and the electronic chuck on here is pretty much straight trash. It is garbage. It does not work the way it's supposed to. Electronic chucks don't work. They just don't. Eventually, I moved to an impact driver for driving screws and stuff, so I don't really use a drill anymore for that. But when I did have this for driving screws, it did not work that great at all. So you either went, full speed drill mode, and then there was the hammer drill mode. The chuck on here is kind of cheap feeling. It always came loose whenever I had harder to drill holes and stuff. It never gripped that well. It just kind of felt cheap the way it was made, like it came off a cheaper drill and they just put it on here. There were some cost savings to the 12-volt line here, the M12. But they went all out on the new 3rd gen here. So they went back to a manual friction chuck, which just works. It works so much better than electronic chuck. The electronic chuck would either overdrive or underdrive screws. It was just terrible. And then we have the hammer drill mode, which should be a lot better. I haven't got to use it yet, but the manual chuck is way better. It's also way smaller too, so you should be able to see that. Well, see it better that way. It's smaller, more compact, a little bit lighter. And something I noticed, so this is a clamshell design. It's 2 pieces of plastic that come together throughout the whole thing. It's a very well-made drill. But if you need to do repairs, like the bearing goes out on these brushless motors sometimes, you have to pull the whole thing apart to do that. Well, they're doing what they do with their 12 volts, which the motors are way smaller. It's only like that now. Well, the motor on here probably was that big. So it's still the clamshell design, the 2 pieces of plastic that come together, but the back has a cap on here that comes unscrewed. If that bearing goes bad, you just pull the cap off, replace the bearing, put the cap back on. Much easier to repair, thus making this last longer potentially. And it's a nicer looking drill. The chuck on here is way nicer. It's more like the 18 volts. It has that nice red ring, nice knurling on it. Feels nice. So it's a better quality drill. Another issue I had with this 2nd gen, whenever I put in speed 1, the gears would grind and it would pop right back out after some use. So it had some issues with the gearing. I don't know if this one had I don't know if this was refurbished or not. I bought this off Amazon years ago for like the same price I got both these at Home Depot. But yeah, much better drill. We'll throw a battery in here. We'll show you the sound difference between the two. So here's this one. Loud. And this one. It sounds more powerful. And this old one was already powerful. Now this one is worn out. But technically this has way more torque, the new one does, but it's slower. So I believe this one is 1500 RPMs and the old one is 1700 RPMs. So slower but more power, you get more torque out of it. So that's pretty much on the drills. All I wanted to replace was the drills, but it was a better deal to get both the drill and impact driver, and it was well worth the upgrade. So I'm happy with this drill. It's super powerful and a little bit quieter than the old one. One thing that I can see as a potential issue, just a nitpick, we have this rubber patch here to lay it on. It's a lot bigger on here, a lot more durable. The thinner this rubber, the easier that can peel off. But that's about it. Also, the light on here, it's the Milwaukee TrueView LED light, which has a lower color temperature than the bright white, which can wash out colors and make it actually harder to see. So you can kind of see the differences between those lights, more of a warm white. So they're putting that feature, it's a feature already in their flashlights, but they're putting it in their tool lights as well, which is awesome. And this new drill, it feels nice in the hand. It doesn't have this large overhang that makes it kind of heavy and hard to use, and it'll be way easier to put this into tight spaces. The belt clip is a little bit more bendy, which makes it easy. And the old one was very hard, and it was kind of hard to put on your belt and stuff like that. So this is already better. Also, look at the airflow we have here. We have a little hole there. These were known for overheating too. A little hole there, and a bunch of air got sucked in through there. Same on the other side. No airflow. So these would overheat and shut off quick, or it'd kill them quick. When we have this, and the whole back, you can see the fan right there. So it has all the airflow in the world. So these should last longer. So that was one issue they fixed with the new ones as well. So let's move on to the impact driver. And not much of a big deal with the impact driver, at least to me. It is much more powerful. This is the old one, you know, small, compact, powerful. You have all your settings here, and then the rubber boot on the front, and the same clamshell design on each end, just comes together like that. And this one, they made the back cap so it can be repaired easily. It is, let's see if it's smaller, is a tiny bit smaller, just a tiny bit, way more powerful, and it has those TrueView lights on it with that soft white color, or that soft color temperature. Super powerful. Let me throw this in here. You can hear it's not as fast, and this is already powerful. So the new impact driver is much nicer on top of an impact driver that was already nice. So yeah, got the metal housing there with all the rubber around it, and it has the toolless. Gotta have that. A little bit lighter too. It is a little bit lighter. So we'll see how long these last. I have what, 3-year warranties, 3 or 5-year warranties, something like that. But yeah, nice upgrade, especially for the drills. The drill is much better than the old drill, and the old drill is already good. So totally worth it, especially now when everything's on sale, to get these new drills and drivers. So yeah, thanks for watching. Have any questions, put in the comments below and let me know what you think. Alright, thanks for watching.